Okay, morning, and welcome to Birmingham Institute of Art and Design. It's my pleasure this morning to welcome you here to the Institute, and particularly to you're based within the School of Art. For those of you who haven't been here before, this is a wonderful Victorian building which opened as an art school in the mid-19th century, when the medium of photography, of course, was very much in its infancy. And perhaps we might remind ourselves of this as we debate the present and the future of photography over the next couple of days. I want to extend the welcome on behalf of the university and the faculty, but also on behalf of the two major research centres that we have here, the Centre for Fine Art Research, which is looked after by Johnny, CFAR, which is under the auspices of CFAR that this event is being organised, and also the Centre for Design and Creative Industries, which is the other of the major research hubs in the faculty. The conference is being organised under the auspices of CFAR, but as indeed I think is a premise of the conference, photography is not a medium that's easily bounded or compartmentalised, and perhaps even less so in the age in which we live, as I'm sure something we'll come on to discuss. I should also note our thanks to the Arts and Humanities Research Council. This project and this conference and a series of events that have led up to it have been funded under an AHRC network grant, and so we're very grateful to the AHRC for supporting that and seeing the value in this kind of work. And also to London South Bank University, who have been the partners working on this project. I've had an opportunity to glance through the programme, and I think it's exciting to see such an international array of researchers and practitioners. I think it promises to be a really rewarding and stimulating couple of days. I've been reflecting a little bit on the conference title, on the verge of photography, and thinking about the kind of lines of thought that sets in train. I think obviously the title can be read in its sort of temporal sense, suggesting that even after 170 years or so, we've only just begin to arrive at photography and what it is. That photography, in a sense, is still in the process of becoming, or that its promise or its potential is yet to be realised. Perhaps also the title is a challenge to think about photography again from the beginning as a new medium, as well as an old one that we think we know. We seem to be living in an era of in a way, speeded up photography, as well as, and I have no doubt this will feature in a number of the panels and a number of the papers that we have. But of course the relationship of photography to time is quite a complex one, both stretching and repeating time as well as compressing it. And I'm a photographic historian, so I would inevitably ask us to think about the long time of photography as well as the kind of instantaneity of it. Of course, the Verge might also be thought spatially, the borders of photography. And for the academics in the room, I think there's certainly an element of that, as we sit perched on the edge, observing with delight the street parade of photography in its many engagements, taking us from the courtroom to the fairground to the Arctic, if the titles of the papers or anything to go by, if we can match title to content. That's probably enough speculation from me on the papers, but before introducing our opening keynote speaker, I should say thank you to Johnny and to Daniel and to Grace and to the rest of the team. I'm sure there are many others involved whose names I don't know, for bringing together this really rich and diverse programme of speakers to extend the conversation from what photography is to what photography might become. So I think I now want to introduce Professor Barbara Bolt, who's going to be our opening keynote speaker. I've been exchanging periodically emails with Barbara for over a number of years. We first, I can't remember if I contacted Barbara or Barbara contacted me around a project to do with ethics in art and design research. So this is a conversation that's gone on over sort of 5 or so years, and it was only yesterday, in the context of a PhD Viva examination, that I first actually met Barbara in person, so it's a real pleasure to have her here in Birmingham. Barbara is a practicing artist, an art theorist, currently Associate Director of Research and Research Training at the Victoria College of Arts at the University of Melbourne. Her publications are many, and I'm not going to read you along a full list of those. There is further notes in the programme if you want to have a look at that. But particularly important are the two monographs that she's published, Art Beyond Representation, The performative power of the image, and Heidegger Reframed, Interpreting Key Thinkers for the Arts, as well as a number of sort of co-edited publications, of which the latest is Carnal Knowledges Towards a New Materialism Through the Arts, which is just published this year, I believe. So it gives me great pleasure to hand over to Barbara and to open the conference. Thank you.